Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Colin Ulrich.
And I'm Ringru. Hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we're back as promised in a different part of Orchard this time. We're going over to the north to see a nice little matchup between who?
Left hand side in the blue, we have Herr Robert playing 28th Yager with a balanced income. And on the right hand side in red, we have Shaun playing as 97th Guards Infantry, also with a balanced income.
I don't know why, but I'm perpetually just amazed that sometimes I don't see some of these icons like ever. Like the KFZ4 on the southern side right now. Just looking at that, and I was like, is that a captured Jeep? And it might as well be.
It's just a really cool looking vehicle. I mean,
It
why
is.
have one MG34 when you can just have two of them?
Well, the fact that it's like, medium and heavy machine guns. It's like, okay, cool.
If you have two medium machine guns, it becomes heavy. Quick maths.
That's true. That's true. Actually, I hadn't realized that, but you're absolutely right. It's one of those things that's like you could like biggie size it for, 40 cents. But what should we expect from this matchup? This is not a matchup we see very 7th and 28th.
Yeah, it should be great fun. 28th is a German infantry division, which actually put the Soviets to shame in terms of spam. And 97 Guard is also a pretty spammy infantry division, but Shaun doesn't have a lot of tanks. He has a few IS-2s, a bit of T-34 spam, but we should just be seeing, I think, a lot of infantry firepower and a bit of airplane firepower from both sides. As we're seeing up north here, we've got snipers sniping the Yagers, and just Guards and Yagers, and I think it's going to be the matchup, Guards and Yagers, Khan.
Well, I wasn't admittedly looking too deeply into the decks as they kind of flashed up on screen there, but taking a look at them now, I mean, 12 Yagers, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. The 28th Yager over here, he has one card in C, which has almost as much infantry as he's carrying through all of A.
Yeah.
And say the same thing over here about the 97th. The 97th has, what? He's got 54 potential guard squads to see in C phase.
Yep.
54.
Yep. I mean, they're both playing balanced decks, so you might as well just go for the I do not want to run out of infantry if the match goes on for an hour-long strategy.
And you know what? That can work for a lot of people.
Yep.
I've heard it works. Also kind of bizarre. We've actually seen two quick usages of our center, the 132, but he's not really trying to take any real advantage of it. I mean, now he's got guards at long last moving forwards, but I feel like that's telegraphing your intent to your opponent.
Maybe he's doing the off-map just to maybe knock out any anti-tank guns or support guns here, which could have been a nuisance.
That is certainly possible. I had not thought of it that way, but you are wise beyond your years.
Oh, thank you.
Meanwhile, I just have gray hair, so who knows. But, Northern Town at 13-11 in favor. Oh, no, never mind, 12-12.
Oh.
As a couple of these thin positions have just been pierced into Shaun's lines, but Herr Robert not really trying to hold on to stuff too much early on here.
Yeah, he's just I mean, he's actually taken some pretty heavy losses, it seems. Just looking at the mini-map, there's quite a bit more red than it is blue.
True. True. And now, as we can actually see it, SS Trooping being dropped off in the center, trying to hold the line. IL-2 in the meantime, he's going to pound that Yager squad in those houses. Not going to be pretty. Yep.
Not much of a Yager squad or houses left. Well, houses are actually so standard, surprisingly.
Oh, they build him tough down on the farm. Focke-Wulf 190, he's going to get caught out by this IL-2 as well, so not getting that, not getting that call back and quick enough.
Yeah.
The last 132 barrage is actually coming down into his own troops.
Classic Soviet style. It's encourage the troops.
You just activated my trap card. I'm on your side! Stoke in the meantime being deployed down to the south. Interesting decision. Not sure I really would have gone and stuck him down there. I think I would prefer to stick him just the southeast of this hold fire Yager.
Yeah,
Lock down that marsh as it comes across.
Needs some long-range firepower in the center to try and ward off his guards. It seems like artillery, his own off-map, is doing that.
Well, I kind of like these Focke-Wulfs being brought on in for the occasional bombing run here and there.
We should see a decent amount of air power, I'm guessing, from both sides, because both sides have a decent amount of airplanes at their disposal.
True, and it's not just like they're clung to one particular style either. I mean, we have rocket planes, we've got bombers, we've got fighters, we've got, tons of different things. One thing we do not have is carpet bombers, or carpet baggers for that matter either. But this is not the 1870s in the U.S., and I'm not really sure what taking territory has to do anything about it. Yager flamethrower and Jaegers are going to get pounded into dirt though by 200 kilograms of bombs. Shockingly enough, the guard squad is able to be okay with that. And, yeah.
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 Seen a lot of Jaegers coming in down south here. And Robert's doing pretty good in the southern flank. He does have a decent hold on it. But it just seems like he's small little, like, enclaves that Robert's holding, like in the center here and down south. He hasn't managed to really make a more, like, sturdy
Concerted
push. Yeah, like
Yes.
concerted push anyway. It's just these small little vanguards which definitely need a little bit of reinforcements, preferably tanks.
You know, Ryan, I'm going to share something with you and the viewers out there that I don't think I've ever brought up before. But you said a sturdy push, and I was like, is he talking about me? My middle name is actually Sturdy. I was really
Really?
kind of confused by it. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
I've never knew yet.
Well, you know what? I felt it was time. I had to come clean,
Yeah. It's
Just
a
like
sturdy
Rob
name.
Lowe in the interview when he revealed that he was in fact bald. And I suddenly feel bad about even referencing that movie at this point. Oh my gosh, the Stoke's gonna get taken out.
Oh,
Here it
no.
comes. Yep.
Yeah. Not the best position for Slug.
Well, and that was the thing I was gonna have an issue with in the first place. It's like, why would you put vehicles in a closely wooded area? And now watch, this entire German push is gonna get shut down by 200 kilograms of bombs, and that's it.
Yep. A real good use of those IL-2s. They're such deadly aircraft.
They certainly are. They certainly are. I wonder if the Focke-Wulf's gonna get the same kind of effect. Probably not. Nope. Hit the wrong side of town. And now he's gonna go down as well. That ZSU is gonna be absolutely deadly here.
You know, but I think IL-2's going to get a second strafing.
Nah,
Oh.
he's not turning in time. But it's 16-8 over here in favor of Shaun. And I think that Herr Robert's really got to get himself into order here, as now Su-85s are getting brought on in. That's how sure Shaun is of the South.
Yeah, it's definitely a very ballsy maneuver bringing on a tank destroyer without machine guns into a very closely wooded area. See how it'll work out for him, but I mean, yeah, Robert does have a good amount of AT infantry as well as I mean, it's only a 45mm anti-tank gun, but at close range, I can definitely knock out an Su-85.
Can we also talk about the actual 75 light howitzer that's here? Actually, two of them in the north. One of them is Fett, so he's got some very, very Mandalorian vibes going on here. The other one being brought into the central position, and the Focke-Wulf, a very speculative strafing run going after those snipers.
Yeah. Really does not
Not
like
sure I
him
would have
snipers.
invested that way. But hey, whatever.
Let's see if those mountain guns can actually do anything. Because they are pretty decent from what I recall. Kind of
They
like
have-
mortars.
Yeah, exactly. Now I have the thing pulled up over here. So yeah, accuracy 25, not bad. Range, entire map. So that's always kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's the blast, which is a little bit underwhelming compared to other 75s, but you get a good amount of artillery in the first place, like shells, that is. You get smoke, which is always useful in any kind of indirect fire piece, so nothing too shabby.
And it's only 45 points, which is a bargain.
Yes, and that's the other thing too.
Really nice for having indirect kabooms.
Ogden Rush being deployed over here in the center. I think he's looking for not even so much a counterpunch, but I think he's going to drop some other kind of artillery and try to blow through the center here.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can just... I mean, there's only really one Jaeger squad holding that little farmstead area. I think if he was to move in the air, you can just push on through and capture that flag, and then start putting pressure down south.
True. Very, very true. Now, shockingly enough, the Flak Vierling is not really engaging the IL-2 at all. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, never mind. Alright, interesting decision. Looking down to the south, speaking of those enclaves that you were speaking of before, Guard Squad engaging Flammenwerfer and Ersatztruppen.
Mm-hmm.
There's only really one way this is going to go, especially with sniper support. There's no way in heck this is going to go anywhere other way.
Yeah, Shaun's snipers have definitely been pretty useful so far early on, just getting some pretty, critical hits on all of Herr Robert's infantry here. And also just
Right.
providing nice reconnaissance.
Well, into phase B right now too. So look to see now when more strokes are going to get thrown on into the fray, but ooh, a lot more air power initially.
Yager and Cheekies are finally making the push through, making the mad dash through hell there on our bikes.
Being the Hell's Angels that they are, yeah.
Yeah.
And with the IL-2 barrage, the bomb though, this is going to be. Oh wow, he actually killed more of his own troops. Wow.
Kind of screwed over his own push, yeah, jeez.
No, I legitimately didn't think the flak veer thing was going to cause enough stress to make that a viable issue, but that was surprisingly effective.
That was good job here, Flak Villain.
Well, sometimes you go out there and you hope you play good and you hope you shoot the right guys, and you shot the right guys today.
Shot them a lot.
The IL-2, on the other hand, not really.
Yeah. I do like how in the southern central here it's just a perfect circle of artillery shells. it's just aiming at that one spot the entire time, and it's, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of a pizza.
I was thinking a golf ball, but you're absolutely right.
Oh yeah,
way.
it just kind of looks like a golf ball.
Without the drive, if you know what I mean. But looking down to the south, ooh, Shaun is feeling feisty. He's going to go and barrage that entire factory complex. Although I never really knew if that was a factory or that was just like a really ugly. Okay, all right, if you say so.
Yeah, Soviet industrial capabilities is not great over here in Russia.
Maybe not, but that is the 152. Yeah, it's the 152. So.
Yeah.
Not gonna be pretty.
Damage.
Well, I think it's still right at this point. Herr Robert is devastatingly behind. Not even like a little bit. He's devastatingly behind here.
Yeah, Shaun's just did such an effective job early on with that push, just all over the goddamn map, and he's keeping up with the tank destiny keys and infantry push. And he still has some IS-2s available, but I don't really think he's going to need it. It's just his infantry position has been pretty on point.
Well, now the officer's core has gone down in that defensive position, and everyone else is falling back, which is the wise decision, don't get me wrong. But save for 5 Ersatz troop to the south, ain't a whole lot of defenders there.
Yeah. We got the Ersatz trooping up north trying to push into the town. There's only one guard squadron there, but there's 2 snipers on the edge, and they got a pretty good viewpoint down the road.
True. Don't exactly need to be Zaitsev to really kind of keep things shut down.
And then capping that town is bringing it back a little bit in Herr Robert's favour here. He still does have the infantry spam with the Yagers, but I believe in terms of points, the Yagers are still the same price as guards, so you can actually keep up with guard spam with Yager spam.
No, it's the Sturm Yagers that are more expensive.
Yeah, but they're pretty worthwhile if they have all those.
Oh, absolutely.
SDGs.
Well, interestingly, down to the south, too, we have the 210 being brought on in, and he's going to avoid the Ognamachikis by just enough. They will see him go by. So this factory complex, it might go over here in favor of the Soviets for the time being, but a single 210 barrage might be enough to also keep them suppressed, if nothing else.
Yeah, and all of Shaun's infantry down south is an armor is pretty condensed, which is perfect for artillery, such as that.
Also worth mentioning, sniper teams, they're getting shelled. So.
Yeah.
I think at long last, yep, that's going to be a dead sniper team. Now, if you can sunder this center part here, if you can take the Tanko Desantniki, maybe even drive to the south, somehow get past this Su-85, he's got a chance. Now, I wonder if this Yager can move east down the hillside and get actually close enough for a Faust.
Yeah, you can. I mean, the Su-85 doesn't have a machine gun, so it's going to take a little bit to get a shot off.
Yeah, it was the AP that I was having an issue with, I think, mentally.
I think for real Herr Robert, like, he needs to keep shooting down these IL-2s. They've been a huge pain in his ass this entire match. Like,
Oh,
standing up his
absolutely.
important defensive positions, just pushing them out. Oh, down south, the 210 is pretty devastating. I think it killed 1H85 already.
And the officer core is down as well, so that's quite good. That
Hmm?
is. Oh, but the 210 goes down too.
Oh, the argument
Ultimate
cheeky
cheeky.
flank. That was
That was a
rough,
very.
wow.
That was quite cheeky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That guy could have committed so much assistance to that front.
Yeah. But for now, at least, the silver lining is Herr Robert has managed to secure back what remains of the farm. He's probably going to have to buy it after the war.
Oh, so many of his men are buying it to take it over now.
Mm-hmm.
To the north, interestingly enough, we have we have this tiny little conf group moving on in. Mildly amused by this because it's still not going to be enough to take back the farmhouses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's not.
He's going to need some artillery firepower here to really do anything. He is using those 275s really effectively. He's constantly barraging of them. They're almost out of ammunition now. Yeah,
He's got more than enough of blitzes.
yeah, he should. He's gonna need him soon. Herr Robert is still, I mean, he's not doing great, of course, in terms of points, but he is being aggressive. He is trying to punch back, but Shaun has some pretty bigger punches. And a lot of them.
Yep. That's why the old famous quote, float like a butterfly, sting like a communist.
I've never heard that one before, Khan.
Yeah, that was Comrade Ali that used to say that. Right before he fought those capitalist pigs in the ring.
Was that in like Rocky 4?
Oh, no. In Soviet Russia, Rocky get punched. He doesn't punch. The Russian version of that is Ivan Drago wins that match. It's the bootleg version.
It never saw any playtime outside of Russia.
No, because it was propaganda on the parts of the communists. They took out the original movie and spliced in their own ending. That's why Sylvester Stallone sounds so terrible when he says his lines, because they altered the audio quality. That's not actually how Stallone speaks.
Ah, never knew that.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day, Khan.
Yeah, you could take that to the bank and cash it. Just don't put it in your account. They might bounce it. Down to the south, what do we have? Head to head between Focke-Wulf and an IL-2. Unsurprisingly, the Focke-Wulf gets absolutely beat to smithereens.
Mm-hmm. It's never a good idea to go head to head against an IL-2.
Ooh, but engine damage, that's interesting.
And we're gonna go for round 2 of chicken. There we go. Actually, head to head does work when the plane is smoking.
Oh, and he's not even firing back either.
Oh.
Ooh, but one shot from the 85 mil just snipes him out of the air. IL-2 to the north is going to shut down this push with all of his little rockets here. So 82 mil rockets. A lot of Yagers here. This could get ugly fast. I am thoroughly surprised that he's not dead.
Yeah, just got some suppressive hits here. Mainly trying to hit the stug, but that's just going to slow down the push for now.
Well, at least in course until this next bombing run comes in. So Focke-Wulf going after the next farmhouse, dropping 200 kilograms to kill one guy and misses mightily. Checking around. Yes, sir?
I do like that, like 1KF said up north. Very aggressive positioning for an unarmored recon car, but he kind of needs to just spot and kill.
The problem is that, as you can see right there, he takes one burst of fire and he's dead.
Yep.
But he will help flip that cap, so 1410. He's flirting with actual getting some even flags here.
Yeah, down south he is using another 210mm off map here, so... I mean, it always seems like in these pushes, Robert's just on like the verge of, you know, getting somewhere, but Shaun just comes back with his own off-map artillery and the push somewhere else. Shaun's just been pushing on all bloody flanks.
And it's more concentrated RD as well, so...
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I always kind of ask myself the question, but I prefer to have a more widespread artillery strike, or do I want to have something that's very concentrated? And I feel like I'd much rather have that tight-knit thing of, I want to hit this and make it dead.
Same. Like, I mean, it's kind of like the whole classic problem with the British and American High Command during the Normandy campaign. Do you want to do one big offensive across all the fronts, or just do smaller, like concentrated offensives and try to get encirclements? I feel like a concentrated in terms of Steel Division is the better choice.
Small operations, yeah. A moves
Yeah.
are not always the greatest thing.
Yeah. Just try to, bite and hold a flag and then send a bunch of forces to do the same thing.
Or you just constantly use your air power to snipe out lone squads of infantry here and there,
Yeah.
pick up cheeky flags, which is exactly what he's doing over here in the center part of the map. Still's got to get on his horse. He's still got some things like Strafniki now have hit the field, and there's 12 of them? Yep, 12 of them over here in the deck for Shaun, so beefy boys are definitely still on the menu.
Yeah, they are just such a pain in the ass to route out. They have a lot of firepower too for the price.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, it's funny how Robert's always like up north. He's just so close to getting some flags, but that's not gonna happen down south. He's so close to getting some flags. Well, not as close, but Shaun just has him on a constant 14-10 this entire time. Herr Robert can get no more and no less.
If he can kill his Tanko Desantniki with his bombing run, he might have a chance. There we go, it's another flag pickup. But now they have to engage Strafniki and Tanko Desantniki over open field, which is not going to go well.
Especially if you're on a South trooping. Gonna get freaked
Here's
out by any fire.
Here's the 75 mils need to drop artillery between the two. Because your opponent is bringing in infantry like the Tanko Desantniki. You've got to drop artillery on them sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Up north, you have the T-34-76s, going to be ulting the outpost, and down south, we have the bunch of guards to help secure the forest.
Indeed, you do. Oh no, they're going for the golf ball.
Oh. Gonna get a few rounds, and I guess.
Well, Martyr as well. Okay. I see what you did there. Martyr is a little bit out of position here, but I can understand why. So much of his vehicles, of his heavier vehicles, have just been picked off so easily.
Yeah. Yeah, the slugs just keep getting killed either by... Or it's usually by tanks or infantry fire. Infantry anti-tank fire, to be more precise.
True. Well, a couple of the guard squads getting picked off over here just by small arms fire.
Oh god, yep. The Yagers have them in a pretty good position.
I guess I was also interested just to see 75 mils up to the north. They're trying to find the Soviet artillery, which I think is like a bit of a waste here. You have got to be more committed, let's say, to moving the front lines.
I don't think Herr Robert is really going to have any time to, to get any pointed advantage. There's only 1 minute left on the clock for him, and Shaun is still pushing hard and pushing fast.
So wait, are you saying it's the final countdown?
I think so. And
Are we leaving together? Oh, yeah. But you're absolutely right. We are certainly in Europe.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about that, but you're absolutely right. How did I not make that joke? Jeez. Guard squads can just continue to get thrown in the line. So as we go into the last few seconds here, very interesting matchup between the two.
Yeah, I feel like it really came down more to the indirect firepower, such as Self-Map artillery and airplanes. Because those Yagers are ridiculously good squads for 20 points. Yes. They've got a crap ton of SMGs, they've got Panzerfaust, they've got the MG42, and semi-auto, only two, but semi-automatic rifles nonetheless. But Shaun just had really good position in that entire match. Just the good use of snipers, of course the guard spam, which is pretty standard play for a lot of Soviet divisions. I mean, Shaun played that really well, all things considered.
I do have to nitpick about a couple things,
Okay.
and that's just really the vehicle placement. I think for Herr Robert could have been slightly better.
Yes, I definitely agree because he lost a lot of stugs to infantry or just any sort of fire.
Well, how about his off maps? Unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
but you can see right here. Yep, Shaun. Actually, you see the what's this 75 or so point change right there. A lot of that's from his ultimate cheeky.
Yep.
But kill wise, yeah, I mean a lot of these I'm not sure I'd be bragging too much about. Um, Killing a
Yauch
bunch of
did a lot of
PBI.
damage. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yauchkevich did a lot of damage, which is a
Ah,
fantastic
yeah,
name.
absolutely true. On
And
the opposite side,
losses,
Fett's got 3 kills, but that's about it. Angle's got about 4 kills, but that's the 210 that didn't get a chance to actually breathe.
mm-hmm.
And Karetsa has got 5 kills. I mean, again, there were opportunities here. It didn't end up translating into something lasting.
Yeah, it was. Shaun was just in a really good position, I think, in that match. And Herr Robert was pushing, he was hitting hard, but he just could not. He just could not get that push.
Nope.
There's one
Nope.
too many guards, or Yajger and Cheeky would come in and clear another flag. I think having some of the more dedicated CQC squads such as Avtos and Cheeky definitely help out a lot in a map like Arsenal. Even though you do have Jaegers and everyone does have a lot of SMGs, just
Hmm.
having Molotovs or flamethrowers, you do win out in those firefights because you have literal fire.
True. True. And the Germans don't have James Coburn armed with a PP Shaw, so.
No, they don't. No, they do not.
But on that rather melancholy note, I think that's call it quits for our cast today. So, any final thoughts before we cast off?
No, I do not.
Well, folks, until next time, then, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru, take it easy.